Hi everybody, it's Brian again, back for another Nintendo Power review. Ta-da! This time it is volume number 18 and this one was November-December 1990. Had one of my mom's favorite games. Me and her always play this game whenever I go home, Dr. Mario. And cool cover, Dr. Mario, another clay animation one with all the pills going to kill the germs. And you can see that this one has Dr. Mario's the cover story. Reviews of Castlevania III, a classic, Solar Jetman, another good game, and Little Nemo, the Dream Master, an awesome game. Also have Players Poll, leads to Super Bowl. So let's open it up. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Here we go for another. Now, as you can see, I had so much use on this, I had to masking tape it together. A nice little Christmas ad. How much was a subscription back then? Oh, back issues. This is a back issue list. You can order back issues. Here's the table of contents. You can see, excuse me, Solar Jetman, Little Nemo the Dream Master, great game. Dr. Mario, Castlevania III, Game Boy had 4-player extras. Howard and Nestor comic, Counselor's Corner, classified information. Pack Watch, Mega Man 3, The Immortal, Gremlins 2, the new match. That was a good game. Sunsoft Games had great music too. What else? The Immortal. And that's looks like a Deja Vu kind of game, like one of those Shadowgate Deja Vu games. Player's Pulse. Solar Jetman. I believe I have this game. My Nintendo reviews. I won't get to it till a while because it's in the S's. But I think it was a side-scrolling shooter. See, some of these maps are just really detailed. God, I miss old Nintendo Power. And just going back through these is fun for me too because it brings back so many memories. Howard and Nestor comic. Oh, that guy looks like Skeeter from Doug. If any of you guys have watched Doug. Here it is, Little Nemo the Dream Master. And if anybody here has not played it, it's based loosely on the earliest turn of the century drawings and comics by, I forget his name. He did Little Nemo. But you're a kid, gets into dreamland, or this land of dreams, and you have to you feed candy to these different monsters, and you can ride inside of their skins or on top of them. So you had like a mole, a lizard, and each one had attributes. Like the frog could swim very well. Very fun game. If you haven't played it, try to find it on an emulator or a ROM, or play it on an emulator with a ROM, or find a game. You can get the game pretty cheap for like $5. The gorilla was pretty cool. Had a crab, a fish, a bee suit was before Super Mario Galaxy 2. Took us the whole way to the end. Counselor's Corner. Where are the warp whistles? How do I use them? If any kid that grew up during the 90s knows where all the warp whistles are. Crystallis. I've never beaten this game. It's like an action Zelda kind of RPG elements to it. Tombs and Treasures. I keep looking for this game. It's hard to find though. Out in the wild, you could probably get it on eBay, but here you have a list of the different enemies. More tombs and treasures. And here's the counselor corners. Let me kind of zoom in on, show you these guys here. Look at their great 80s mullets. Late 80s, early 90s mullets. Man, party in the front, or business up front, party in the back. I had a mullet. Dr. Mario, great game. One of my favorite puzzle games. I like it better than Tetris, that's for sure. And this is a game that my mom is very, very good at. She plays this as soon as she starts playing it. She'll be up until like 12 o'clock in the morning playing this game. She loves Dr. Mario. Yeah, if you can check this game out or you see it, buy it. It's very fun, very addictive. It had a nice 2-player mode too. Game Boy section. Dr. Mario for Game Boy, RoboCop, Play Action Football, and DuckTales. DuckTales. Woo! Love DuckTales. Love me some DuckTales. I never played it for the Game Boy though. Let's take a look here. Looks pretty good. Kind of wish I had a Game Boy growing up. It's one system I didn't have by Nintendo. RoboCop. Play Action Football. Game Boy Classified. The Final Fantasy Legend. I have this, but I have yet to play it. Mighty Blow boxing game. Here it is. This game I was so excited to get. Castlevania III, Dracula's Curse. I'm a huge Castlevania fan. In fact, the first Castlevania was one of the first games I remember playing on the Nintendo Entertainment System. And when I heard there was a third one, I couldn't wait to get it. Play as Trevor in this one. He talks about him. Trevor Belmont, a century before Simon Belmont gained fame for defeating Dracula. His forefather, Trevor, also battled the evil Count when Dracula recently marshaled his undead armies to sweep through Europe. The people called for a hero, and young Trevor Belmont answered. Standard Castlevania weapons: dagger, boomerang, sacred water, and axe. My favorite's always been the boomerang. First boss, Skull Knight. And this was different because you could have actually traveling companions. You selected between them by hitting select. You could have Grant Dynasty. He could climb on walls. Sypha Belnades. She was like a magician, and she actually married Trevor at the end of this game. I don't know if they show it, but she, in this Castlevania timeline and story, she marries him, and they have a son, and that son is, I believe, I forget who is the son. I don't think it's Simon. Yeah, I don't think it's Simon. It might be Richter. If anybody knows, let me know who the son of Trevor and Sypha is, because I forget. It's on the tip of my tongue. So she was your second character. I'm going through and fixing these corners that are dog-eared. Here it is. Here's a history. The lore of the great vampire hunters. Know the history of Castlevania. It is very important for any vampire hunter to know the legends of Castlevania. No matter what age you are, battling the forces of evil in their powers and weaknesses remain the same. They are, after all, eternally undead. The great vampire hunting tradition of the Belmont family begins with you, young Trevor. Here is a look at your future generations. In the first Castlevania, vampire hunting fans were delighted when the adventure of Simon Belmont first appeared in 1987. Wow, 1987. Man, I'm old. The Castlevania The Adventure on the Game Boy. Giant eyeballs and vines Secret passages were added. Frightening features in the Game Boy chapter of Simon's Adventure. A lot of people hated this. It was hard, but the thing I hated about it was every time you got hit, you downgrade your whip, and you move so slow. But other than that, I don't think it was a bad game. And here's Simon's quest. Simon's epic battle against evil continued a year after his first outing in Castlevania II, which greatly expanded the Belmont legend. And I actually just recently beat this for the first time, and it was a fun game. I like Simon's Quest. I love the music to it and the atmosphere. And here's Alucard. He's your third main character you could have. If you look at it, it's Dracula spelled backwards, Alucard. And he could turn into a bat when he hits select, but he uses hearts. Things like Frankenstein's monster, all the typical horror movies, Hammer horror movies and horror movies. Gives you a nice table of damage done, each character. If I'm going on about this one a lot, it's because I love this game. I like Symphony of the Night and those kind of like adventure Castlevanias where RPG elements, but I love the 2D platforming Castlevanias the most. They have a special place in my heart. I do like the Game Boy Advance ones, though. And you finally get to the castle. Here's the top 30. Super Mario 3 again. No surprise there. This stayed on for an ungodly amount of time. Final Fantasy. Mega Man 2. What a powerhouse number. What a powerhouse top 10 here in some great games. Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden, Mario Brothers 2, Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link, The Legend of Zelda, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the powerhouse of nostalgia right here. Nostalgia overload. Some good games in here. I don't see how Mega Man 3 was that low. Mega Man 3 was a good game. Should be a little higher. It might have just came out, that's why. I think it did come out. This is November, December 1990, so it probably just came out. Classified information. Some tips on Super Mario Brothers 3. Ninja Gaiden 2, Dark Sword of Chaos. Music sound test. I remember using this and listening to all the music all the time. When I was a kid, I used to put my tape recorder up to the TV screen and record video game music. Before the internet. Double Dragon, Solstice, The Magic of Schwarzschild, Tecmo Bowl, now playing, Street Fighter 2010, Digger, Pipe Dream, Destiny of an Emperor, Koei game, I believe. I think it was Koei. They always did like the history Chinese games, like strategy games where you had to manage your troops, food, supplies, stuff like that. Here's a listing of all the newest Nintendo games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. Some good ones on here. Dragon Warrior 2. Gremlins 2, Little Nemo. Some good ones. Here's the last issue I reviewed was the Ninja Gaiden 2 strategy guide. Here's a 4-player extra strategy guides. Here's the other ones. I had the Super Mario Brothers 3 one, but I don't know what happened to it. I think it's back home. It was a good strategy guide. I didn't have the Final Fantasy guide, but I remember my friend did at school. He took it in. He loved that guide. It was so nice. That's Achievers. Top scores people would submit. Pack Watch, Deja Vu. Like Shadowgate, but more of a detective story. Mega Man 3. And this was actually the box art for Mega Man 3. Actually really good compared to the other ones. He actually looks like Mega Man and he's actually firing his Mega Buster. Mega Man is back in action. His biggest adventure yet. The Simpsons. Search for Double Trouble begins at Youth Expo 90. Ski or Die. Huh. Oh, I thought that was an actual game. That's something else. Nintendo Has Fun in 91. Earthbound. Due out in the fall of 1991 is Earthbound, an epic adventure with gameplay like Final Fantasy, but set in the modern world. Baseball bats and psychic PSI power take the place of swords and sorcery. The main character, a kid with a tent, with latent PSI talents, searches for the truth behind the legend about a mysterious ancestor. Many things will hinder the lad's quest, including poltergeists, giant rats, and crazy hippies. Earthbound, which was released as Mother in Japan, features a giant world to explore and tons of puzzles to solve, all with a touch of humor. Yes, now this was scheduled to be released here, but it never came out. So sorry, if you want to play it, you gotta get the fan translation. Of course, we got the sequel, Mother 2, which was called Earthbound. But this is actually the very first game, Mother, that we never got. I'm actually playing through the Earthbound for the first time, Mother 2. And I have the 3 music stones. I should pick it back up. SimCity, which was one of the games I got for the launch of my Super Nintendo. This was right around the era when the Super Nintendo was coming out, so Nintendo was on its, it's on its not last legs. It still had a few years left, but it was exciting because in '91 the Super Nintendo came out. So Nintendo had another 4, I think, about 2 years left of really good popularity. Star Tropics, another good game. Super Famicom. Here's a write-up of last August at the, oh god, my Japanese, Shoshinka licensing show in Tokyo. This pack watcher got his first peek at the Super Famicom and the awesome new Super Mario World from Nintendo. Both the game and the 16-bit system were all you'd expect and a lot more. In the shorts below, you can see the great colors and detail, but you can't see the scrolling backgrounds screens that give the games a real feeling of depth and motion. They're talking about parallax scrolling. Sounds great? Yeah, it does that too. The digital stereo effects and music added a whole new dimension to the Stomping Koopas. Will give you more juicy details on Japan's new generation of gaming real soon. So the Super Famicom was just coming out in Japan. Shadow of the Ninja, which is a really fun game. I just picked that up recently in one of my pickup videos, and I was playing it with a friend. It's hard, but it's very fun. Like Ninja Gaiden. Werewolf, I remember renting this game all the time, and I could never get far in it. Kabuki Quantum Fighters, WrestleMania Challenge, Ultimate Warrior, right there. Ultimate Warrior. Sorry, I loved old WWF wrestling. Double Dragon 3, the Flintstones and the Jetsons. I wonder which Flintstones game this was. It was Surprise at Freezy Peak. That's a rare one. Mech Warriors and Ultimate Air Combat, RoboCop 2, Magic of the Schwarzade 2. I didn't know there was a second one. Oh god. That guy from that show, Different World. I remember him with the flip-up shades. Remember flip-up shades? Anybody in the 90s grew up? These were all the rage. Not rage, but you'd see people with flip-up shades. You never see them anymore. Power Fest 1990. These are the guys who went to the Nintendo Power Fest competition and World Championships 1990 and won. Or placed pretty high. And next month, you got Mega Man 3, Gremlins 2 The New Match, and The Immortal. Some good games right there. Gremlins 2 I really like. Mega Man 3, of course. And The Immortal I remember renting. Okay, and that's it, guys. That's Nintendo Power Volume 18 for November and December of 1990. It went a little longer, but there was a Castlevania review I got in there, and I really wanted to cover that because I love Castlevania 3. So, until the next time, guys, take care, and I'll see you.